What up, hotheads? I'm Henry, and this is Blaze the Roof. This week, we will be reviewing a sauce from a company named Burns & McCoy named Exhorresco. Exhorresco is the Latin word meaning to be horrified, to shudder or tremble. So this is supposed to instill fear in me, and slightly succeeding. I don't know. It just looks like a rough sauce, and I don't know. It might be it might be more than I bargained for, but we'll find out. All right. So a little bit about Burns & McCoy. All right. So it is a business that is majority. The majority is owned by women. So it's one of the few companies out there that is actually, as far as in the hot sauce community. Queen Majesty is another one. I forgot who else, but they're few and far between, so it's pretty cool being able to showcase one. Now, their motto is they believe that food should be fun, and let's see how fun this extremely hot and violent sauce is. So, this is out of Fort Collins, Colorado. My friend Zach Morin used to live there. Thankfully, he's back here in Austin. And he would talk about his time over there. A lot of breweries. Apparently, 70% of Colorado's beer or craft beer is made there. Its historic downtown was the inspiration for Disneyland. There's also apparently 20 decorative pianos scattered throughout the city. So it's pretty interesting, right? That's something that I think you would see in Austin, but Fort Collins has that as well. So people love cycling there, which means it's the personal hell for me. I'm sorry if you're all cyclists, but yeah, cyclists get on my nerves more than anything else on the planet. Give me a crying baby. Give me, I don't know, being stabbed a few times in the gut. I'd rather deal with them than cyclists. Famous people from Fort Collins include John Hader, also, well, known for Napoleon Dynamite, Blades of Glory, and many, many other funny movies, right? Ed Herman, a UFC fighter, if you follow UFC, I used to, and Ed Herman used to fight when I did watch it. Also, Bill Stevenson, who is the drummer from The Descendants. A lot of my friends are really big Descendants fans. Let's now look at the packaging. So we got here is this scary Medusa-looking character, right? Again, it's supposed to instill horror, make you shudder and tremble. Other things on here. So it says it's a 7-pot primo. We'll get to the ingredients. Had a few of those sauces. It is vegan, thankfully, because I'm headed that direction. If you see here, it also says it's really, really hot. Right, the ingredients themselves are, it is 7-pot primo peppers, oak-aged apple cider vinegar, agave, nectar, yuzu juice. So it's funny, the description earlier said lemon, but it's actually yuzu, and that's going to be the featured ingredient, right? Black garlic, this is the second sauce I've had that has black garlic in it, and salt and spices. So based on this should have a bit of an Asian feel due to the yuzu. So let's talk about the yuzu. So it is a citrus plant. It looks like a small grapefruit, and it does look kind of like a lemon, but it is either yellow or green. It has a very strong scent apparently, and it's very tart and fragrant. So instead of lemon juice, they decided to use yuzu juice. We'll see if that comes through in the flavor or not. All right, so before we get any further, let's hear from this week's sponsor. What's the best way to reveal news to someone? With a mammogram. The only all-female singing telegram service. You'll get a case of the feels for sure. Don't be a boob. Examine our great prices. Let's make some remarkable memories. Now, for the moment of truth. So this sauce was pretty watery for one that's supposed to be 625,000 SHUs. I mean, I'm not going to let that stop me, but, as we read in the ingredients, there's no extract in here. This is just peppers and vinegar and citrus and stuff like that, right? So one thing I want to point out is the packaging on this. The wrap it had on the cap it didn't have any preparation, so I had to actually get a knife out to open it. That was just not well designed there. Going back to the packaging. Okay, so this smells pretty hot. Smells like peppers. Smells delicious, but I think it's going to be a rough one. Well, let us pour us a bit. Oof. I'm not going to do a full spoonful because it's supposed to be 625,000 again. And I kind of don't want to go through all that. It is a nice deep red. It's a very nice deep red. You can see chunks in it. Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh. It's pretty hot. For the first time ever, I get a tickle in my nose as I ate this. Oh man, it is a slow burn. Well, it's an initial burn, but the burn just keeps going up. Woo! Oh, that's a hot one. But in the back end, you could actually taste some of the citrus, the fruit. Oh. Ooh, that's a hot one. It's pretty spicy. Ooh. It's definitely a heavyweight. Man. My scalp is sweating. Ooh. Man. That's a hot one. Although it's not as bad on the mouth. It actually burns more in the esophagus. So that's weird. I don't think I've had too many sauces that do that. Woo. But again, aside from that, not much burn on the tongue. The burn is more in the esophageal area, which is weird. I guess because maybe the other sauces are a little bit pulpier. I don't know. It's weird because this one just seems to have gone down really quick. They don't really burn the mouth too much. It was more like not even in the throat. It's more in here. Maybe I'm just old. Maybe I just have acid reflux. Heavyweight, but let me think about what this would go well on. Alright, so it took a few minutes to actually think about the flavors. Yes, this is a hot sauce. It is pretty intense. Unlike maybe like habanero and ghost pepper, this is a little bit more immediate. And it does still ramp up after that. But again, not the worst sauce. I still think Widowmaker was worse. Fiery Fool. I still think the Bomb is terrible. So it is a heavyweight. It is hot. But what was interesting about it, it's got some flavors like the agave. At the beginning, you can also taste a tinge of sweetness, but not too much. And then there's a little bit of sharpness that comes through with the citrus, but again, not too much. Those two flavors go well together. And then on the tail end, you get the umami flavor from the black garlic. What would I use this in? So, since you have yuzu, black garlic, I think you definitely use it in Asian-inspired dishes. Man, I would honestly throw this on anything that Chinese, Japanese, especially in the soups, especially Korean soups. I think it would go great in everything due to the fact that it, it's not overpoweringly vinegary, and there's not really any overwhelming flavors in this, so I think it's good to go on most anything like that. But I would also throw this on, some tacos, especially like carne asada or some fish tacos, right? tacos de pescado, right? I would just use, I would use this as my everyday sauce. Maybe not every day. It's a little intense, but once you put it on food, it mutes it quite a bit. So, but again, definitely Asian inspired dishes and probably some meat dishes as well. And like I said, some tacos, right? I wouldn't go throwing it on pasta. Um, but hell, if you want to spice up any food, I actually think it's a lot more versatile than most of the other really heavy sauces. Again, it has some really cool characteristics that I really enjoyed it. Yeah, so hey, if you want to expand your scope, go out and try the sauce, and don't tremble. Don't. There's no need to be horrified or worried. So you'll get through just fine. So next week we're going to be reviewing a sauce from a company named Sauce Bay. The sauce is called their Skinny Habanero Hot Sauce. It shouldn't be as intense as the last few I've done, so it's going to be nice to take a little break. But, right? So until then, thank you for stopping by. I'm Henry, and remember, spice up your life. Take care.